Originally, our architect, Michael, was planning on doing a passive home. Passive home has no furnace, has no air conditioning, and you get all of your heat from the sun. So that means in the summertime, or excuse me, in the wintertime, you have to have a lot of southern exposure to heat the house. And one reason we could do that is because we plan to have, as I said, a slab-on-grade concrete floors. We were just going to use the heat from the sun. And Alice Andy expressed several times, concern that the north side of the house, the floors, would never get as warm, obviously, as the south side, because there was no direct sun. So she was concerned that her feet would be cold, or our feet would be cold on the floor.
And so finally one day Michael came to us and he said, you know, I don't think a passive home is right for you guys. I think we need to think about in-floor radiant heat that's always warm. And Michael used a term, he said, you are gonna be like butter. He said, you're gonna step on that floor and you're just gonna melt right into it. And to me, that sounded like exactly what I wanted in a new home. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I want to be warm, and for me, it starts from the feet up.
And this becomes the radiant surface on the second floor.
We asked Michael if we could see a house, or feel a house, basically, that had this same type of flooring. And he happened to know a fella, his name is Claire Racine, who is actually one of his contractors that does the heating and air conditioning installations.
Well, we took a little trip to the home of the fellow that's going to be doing our mechanical systems. He just built his home. It's close to us, a few miles from us, and he has two things that we were really interested in. One is in-floor radiant heat. The other is polished concrete floors.
It was very nice. We walked into his house and he didn't have any shoes on. His wife was barefoot. And this was in early January, I think it was. And it was a cold day. And his wife was walking around barefoot. He was without shoes. And we could feel that the floor was definitely warm.
But we poured the floor before we did anything. And then we built the house up. So we polished it probably in June.
So the visit to Claire's house was great. This was the first time I had seen his new house. I'd heard about it, so I was pretty excited about checking it out. And he had a mechanical room that, you know, for us building geeks, it was dreamy. So it was really cool to be able to go and see what he had done.
Moving more water and using more energy than you needed to accomplish a comfortable house.
He had a geothermal heating and cooling system that also heated the water that they used for the in-floor radiant heat. So his whole first floor was concrete, and they basically took the byproduct of the geothermal, which is hot water, and pumped that hot water through the floors to establish a source of free heat for the house.
And we went into his man cave, which has both the polished concrete floors as well as the radiant heat. And my feet were very, very comfortable. I took off my shoes at the door and I walked in my stocking feet, and I was comfortable the whole time. I didn't notice any discomfort at all.
The in-floor heating is what we call radiant heat. And radiant heat heats the objects in the home, where the forced air only really heats the air in the home.
What is this set to, the air temperature?
It's set at 70.
Oh, right there.
It's been at 68 and turned it up the other day because somebody was chilly, I guess.
We're excited to bring this into their project because we're bringing together a lot of different elements of energy efficiency.
So I think we've made a really good decision, and I'm very grateful that he allowed us to come and look at his home and actually feel what it feels like.
We're pretty excited about that because I think they're going to be very comfortable in this house.